Something's happening fast at Camp Nou. And it's not just the concrete mixers. The upper parking structure is nearly done, with workers racing to finish the last pours in just 2 to 3 weeks. But sharp eyes on site have spotted some strange green panels, pre-placed formwork, irregularly arranged, and no one seems quite sure why. Is it a design tweak or a quick fix? Let's break down what's really going on across the world's most watched stadium rebuild. The main focus this week is still that massive upper parking area. Crews are finishing the final rounds of concrete pouring, stretching right up to the emergency staircase zone. Supervisors in white helmets are everywhere, checking formwork placements, reinforcing beams, and managing debris cleanup. The pace is intense, but quality control looks solid. There's also talk that this section might later support extra entrances or structures above it, hinting at longer-term planning beyond what we see now. Down on the ground, it's all precision work. Concrete pumps and cranes move in sync, feeding hoses that spread material across the parking slab. Every metal bar, or as the workers call it, the scrap, is being waterproofed and locked into place before pouring. Sensors inside the structure are now active, monitoring stress and curing temperatures. With reinforcement nearly complete, crews are slowly scaling down, except for a few zones still waiting on steel climbing routes and lower-level adjustments. Up in the third tier, the structure is really starting to take shape. Fresh concrete walls now reach the first beam height, and reinforcement bars crisscross the platforms like a steel web. Some areas even have small openings cut for pipes and cable systems, laying the groundwork for utilities and lighting. But not everything's smooth. One expansion joint section seems misaligned, with a few fittings reportedly damaged. It's a small hiccup, but enough to spark discussion among engineers watching this project closely. The safety netting around the Barcelona Cafe section has finally been removed, revealing real progress underneath. You can clearly see new reinforcement joints and boundary fencing being installed, tightening security and marking controlled entry zones. Over on the northern viewing platform, crews are sealing the last formwork gaps with wooden supports, meaning about 75% of the upper third tier is ready for final pouring. The stadium's segmented seating design looks stunning, but also adds serious complexity for the workers trying to line everything up perfectly. Construction on the southern goal area is catching up fast. Prefabricated wall panels and seating dividers are being set one by one, while teams tackle unusual issues like what the crew calls a concrete bomb, chunks that have hardened against column molds and need rework. Workers look exhausted but focused, finishing long shifts under heavy pressure. Concrete pumps are being optimized to reach deeper areas without delay, showing just how finely coordinated the teams have become on site. Higher up, it's all about manpower and precision. More than 30 workers are currently shaping formwork pieces, prepping the next concrete pours. You can actually see cutting tables and black markings across the slabs, used to measure alignment before the pour. The amount of prefabricated panels being used is huge. It's what's keeping construction so fast-paced. The top zone has even been described by locals as a beast, massive, complex, and still growing daily as it nears closure. Down at street level, the camera captures a panoramic look at the third-tier platforms and the odd capillaro component that doesn't fit properly, now temporarily covered. Security is tight, limiting filming angles, but you can spot trapdoor openings and unfinished wall segments near the expansion joints. Inside, pipelines and fittings are starting to appear. Clear signs the stadium is entering its technical installation phase. Despite minor street noise and curious pedestrians, the worksite feels organized, calm, and clearly progressing week by week. From the top tiers, the view now stretches across a nearly transformed north end. Formwork panels surround the goal corner, with reinforcements and wooden braces scattered everywhere, ahead of the next concrete pour. The upper beams and slabs are close to completion, though a few damaged beams still need repair or replacement. Emergency staircases remain sealed off for protection. Some have been covered for months. Even logistics are impressive. A 12,000-liter water tank tractor keeps workers hydrated and the site running smoothly. After nearly 2 years, the historic open gap in the site has finally been closed. A major symbolic milestone for the Camp Nou rebuild. Everywhere you look, formwork panels are neatly stacked, showing the site's push for efficiency and order. Crews are now in training mode, learning reinforcement techniques for the next round of concrete, pours expected within 1 to 2 weeks. Once this massive parking structure is wrapped up, the stadium will reach a key checkpoint toward full structural completion, keeping it on track for reopening in roughly 4 months. This week's visit shows a project firing on all cylinders. Concrete pouring nearly done, third-tier panels 75% installed, and the upper parking lot about 90% complete. A few issues remain, like minor expansion joint misalignments and unfinished emergency stairs, but overall momentum is strong. The site looks more like a stadium again, with clear zones for fans, staff, and logistics taking shape. Next up, the final concrete pours, cladding installation, and interior finishing as Barcelona races to complete its home by early spring 2026. If you've enjoyed this update, hit that like and subscribe to GOAT Stadiums. We'll be here every week following every beam, pour, and milestone until Camp Nou finally reopens. Don't miss next week's visuals. Things are about to speed up.